everybody, and welcome to this painting stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. I am Johnny Chiodini, that is me. And today we're going to be painting some elves. What kind of elves? Wet elves. So, let me just run you through this. Firstly, there are in Blood Bowl, my favourite Warhammer game, there are several different elf teams. There are like dark elves, there are wood elves, there's Elven Union, lots of different elves. And then you go over to Age of Sigmar, which is the fantasy battles game that Warhammer sort of is pushing in the minute. And they have wet elves. They've got lots of other different kinds of elves as well, but there are wet elves. They're called the Idoneth Deepkin, and basically they were revealed a few years ago now. And I remember when they did the teaser, they were like, "There's an underwater faction coming," and it was like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be amazing." Are they gonna be like, monsters from the deep? Are they gonna be really like weird fishmen? And they were like, "No, they're just elves." But these ones are wet. It's like Malibu Stacy and her new hat. But whatever. That's fine. Some people like elves. How do you like your elves in the morning? I like mine kind of damp. And then I won't lie. I think I make fun of one of the elf players in the Hot Bobs League for playing elves. I just decry all of the elf bullshit, as we like to call it, very often. But sort of as you may remember from the last painting stream, I was kind of feeling like I didn't really have a painting project on the go. And then I thought to myself, hang on a minute, Elven Union, wet elves, wet Elven Union. So what I've done is I did this between the hours of about midnight and 2 in the morning the other day, and I'll explain for why. I imagine lots of you, if you follow me on Twitter, can already guess, but I've made some wet elves who play Blood Bowl. So, for example, we've got this lady here. So she's wearing quite classic. Her whole body actually really is Idoneth Deepkin, but this is a different leg, and I've got her sort of standing here on a ball, looking very sort of intimidating. I don't know if you can make it out, but some of the Idoneth Deepkin are blind, or at least they have no eyes. They just sort of have like skin over the sockets, which is a thing. So that's what she's up to. We've got a blitzer here with a massive honking great sword, which doesn't technically follow the rules of Blood Bowl, but that's fine. We've got this guy here who I've called Woe Dave, just because he looks like he's saying whoa. Those aren't the most ambitious of kitbashes. Where are some of the more interesting ones? I like this guy. Again, that's not too ambitious. Basically, the idea behind kitbashing is that you're meant to come up with something different. At least in my opinion, what I find really satisfying when I kitbash is that I like it. I like looking at models and being like, I didn't really do much to these, and then looking at the originals and being like, oh, actually no, these are quite distinct. These are quite different. So we've got like another blitzer here, for example. He's got a sword, and here we go. This is one of the ones where I've managed to fuse. This is the torso from an Elven Union player, and some bits from the wet elves, particularly the sword, etc., etc. But hold on, because we've got two here that are in particular my favourites. Well, one of them is not my favourite. I'll explain for why momentarily. But first, I have a super sticker from Somebody's Angel, who has done. Basically, it's a sticker of the lemon person. If you've not watched these streams before, it's basically if you imagine a person, but then have them be completely yellow, and then have their head be a lemon in and of itself. And then imagine a child, but the child is functionally a lime, but they love each other very much because the child keeps repeatedly jumping into the lemon's arms. The lemon is sort of kneeling down, And the lemon keeps catching the child and hugging, and every time they do, hearts pop out, which suggests that they have a very healthy relationship, which is great, because they're probably quite alone in this world, because they're both, let's face it, hideous fruit monstrosities. I'm saying it how it is. Wow, Merity Ship has done a big old super chat, saying for no better reason than to have made it onto live in time to hear Wet Elves. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to be saying Wet Elves a lot during this stream. And Jane Mays has done a super chat saying, wanted to thank you. Fled house this week due to risky roommate. Your videos helped me stay calm and less alone while planning and 2 a.m. packing. Jane, I'm really glad you got out of there. That must have been incredibly stressful. And I do hope the situation, resolves without any further stress or anything. Very glad to have helped you stay calm and feel less alone. But most importantly, just well done you for getting out of there, basically. So yeah, Jesus, that's a lot to have to deal with, Jane. I'm sorry. This won't make it better, but let me introduce you to Ken from Thanet. I've named some of these figures. I made this one, right? And then I immediately went, oh no. Because I don't know if you can see, he's got sort of just this shouty head. He's sort of tottering down the street. For some reason he's got a conch, and he's kind of sort of like raising an arm in a vaguely threatening way. And I just realised, I sort of did this and I was like, oh god, no, this guy runs an antique shop and has some really not okay views on immigration, basically. So that is, unfortunately, Ken from Thanet. So that's him. But most importantly, I want you to meet, this is probably my favourite one. This is Jenny. The idea is no one's really sure which one Jenny is. Is Jenny the elf, or is Jenny the eel that's sort of savaging the elf? Not really sure. Just thought, I had these massive eels, and I was like, I want to do something with them, and I thought, why don't we have an eel coming out of the base and absolutely biting the shit out of an elf? So that's the whole plan. That's sort of the team of Wet Elven Union. I sort of made them in a bit of a fever dream because, as you know, you're probably aware, at the minute we're fostering a stray cat. The stray cat is pregnant. The stray cat is going to give birth anytime, basically. She is in the... So she's really fucking pregnant, basically. She's really pregnant. And she's been in the first stage of labour now for well over 36 hours. So the first stage of labour is when the kittens start turning round to be the right way and they start descending towards the cervix, which starts to relax. This can take up to 36 hours normally, but when it's a first litter, it can take longer. So she's been at this for a good long while, and she is having contractions, but not like big contractions. They're sort of contractions that are moving things around. You can sort of see when they happen. She's a bit like, ugh. And she's not really enjoying. She's not really enjoying it very much. But she's scouting out nesting spots. She's not picked one yet, but she's become very, very needy. So she keeps coming up and asking for pets. She's still got an appetite, which is great. We don't know how much sleeping she's doing. We're not doing very much at all. And yeah, this morning she woke us up by sort of like kneading us, which is, I think, a good sign that she's basically going through some hormonal changes that should facilitate, ideally, an easy birth. So, you know, like, basically, cats are pretty good at like the nice witch says, she'll do her thing. Cats are pretty good at cracking on. That's, yeah. You know what? I think she's gonna be fine. But it's still, we're not sleeping very much in the house at the minute. So if I seem a little bit out of it, not even out of sorts, just completely fucking out of it, that's why. So forgive me. I need to pick some music. I've got an earphone in. Right. Anyway, Wet Elven Union. Yes. Which model to start painting with? I haven't picked out a colour scheme yet. I've been thinking about it. I'll start with this one, because I think this has a pretty good mix of everything. So, I'll walk you through what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking about is, for the armour, because I've never done it before, trying to paint like a jade colour scheme. Because I've got this lovely jade paint from Pro Acryl that I've never opened, as you can tell, because its nose isn't all dirty yet. And I thought layering that up with some lighter blues and sort of trying to get that nice jade effect would be really, really nice. And then I was like, okay, then we've got this cloth here. And you know what? I would quite like to do the old paint something white and then give it some white contrast over the top to give it sort of like an off-grey light colour. But I don't know what to do for the cloth, like the trousers and all that kind of stuff. At the minute, I'm sort of playing with the idea of Screamer Pink. So sort of really sort of looking at that sort of balance of colours, which I think would be quite nice. I'm not 100% sold on it, so we'll see. So there we go. Chaos Goblin has done a good username. Has done a super chat saying, just come out of a 10-hour shift. Yikes. I'm glad I caught the stream in time for the elf slander. It's not slander if it's true, Chaos Goblin. Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. CookieCat94 has done a super chat saying, for the emergency caffeine fund. Thank you very much. Andy Stefan says, so, trans flag? It's, I wouldn't say these are bang on for the trans flag, but they're trans flag adjacent. So, let's give it a go, shall we? So, we're going to start by laying down some skin tone, as we always do, and then we'll go from there. Declan Kemp says, I switched over from Ellen's stream of Stray because my cat becomes very interested in the TV. Now she's very interested in your hands, Johnny, so there is no safety for my TV. Sorry about that. Yeah, playing Stray in this house caused... Actually, it was really sweet. Luna just really wanted to watch. So it wasn't carnage, but it certainly wasn't... It certainly didn't go without notice in this household. Well, I have to say, I was watching a tweet somebody posted yesterday, which included a fox sort of like doing the weird sex bark that foxes do, which I realise actually for people outside the UK may not make them the most sense. And Speedy's head shut up. If any further proof were needed that she was a stray, she was just like, where's the fucking fox? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Kieran is on a super chat saying this has nothing to do with the stream, but I wanted to thank you for introducing me to Vampire Survivors. Have you checked out the new update patch slash update? I haven't yet. When did I last play it? I last played it... I don't know. It feels like 100 years ago that I did anything. Did I play it over the weekend? Probably. But no, I haven't checked out the new stuff yet. Mr. Tom for the win says Weird Sex Bark is the name of my band. Incredible. Wonder what that would... What would that be a covers band for? Weird Sex Bark. Weird Sex Bark. Prince. Lycanthia says, Johnny, do you have any nice teal or aquamarine? Green shades might not go well with the pink, but it might fit better with the blue for a watery theme. Teal or aquamarine? Not really. I'll busk it. It'll be fine. I'm just really into this jade-based colour. I'm going to cover it up mostly. I'm going to sort of mix it in with Baharoth blue and then eventually move towards blue horror. So I'm definitely going for blue shades over green. Words are hard. Great. So what did everyone spend their weekends doing? I I tried to sleep as much as possible, basically. That's mine. That's mine done. What did I do? Played some Halo on Friday night, and then slept all weekend. That was my weekend. It was pretty great. King Cartoffel says, fuck all. Yeah, brilliant. Nice Switch says, so much work. Boo! I'm sorry. I hope you're having a nice relaxing time now. I'm sorry I keep saying the word wet elves. Words, wet elves. Meredy Schiff has done a super chat, another super chat saying, a further tip so I can't afford to buy into the Elven Moist drinking game later. Please don't start a drinking game chat around me saying wet elves. You'll all be hospitalised and I can't be held responsible for that. Please. Oh, the nice which says I'm getting ready to go do more work in a couple of hours. Ugh. I would like to apologise on behalf of society and capitalism that this is the way things are. If you'll accept said apology. Jackwood says, move my hobby stuff into a different room, including moving a couch and then moving the couch back. Sounds laborious. Are you happy with the results though, Jack? Painting the neck of this elf. Oh, for fuck's sake. My hand's shaky today? No. They just feel a bit odd. I think that's just me feeling weird up and down, really. The heat is not helping. I have pretty bad seasonal affective disorder anyway. And this summer's been one of the worst in my living memory, I think. For that. So there we go. Jackwood says, the setup is better and I can airbrush without destroying my lungs as much, so I'm pretty happy. Yes, Jack! That's brilliant. My airbrush setup is currently disassembled and is sort of tucked away because I needed to make room for the 3D printer, which is annoying because I'd like to do some airbrushing at some point, but hey ho, so it goes. Do these have a little thing? Yes. Nathan says, cleaning up around the flat, then building and priming the 10 orc boys I'm painting now. Yes, please. Stephen Shipway says, it's my birthday today, but I haven't felt much like celebrating because my best friend died recently. Hopefully the stream can go some way towards cheering me up. Stephen, I'm so sorry. That's got to be really difficult anyway, and I can fully imagine that the first, birthday you have without said friend is going to be difficult. I hope you know that it's all right to have a birthday and it's all right to enjoy it. Even though you are grieving at the minute. You still deserve joy, and I think one of the things people often feel or kid themselves into thinking when it's still so recent and raw is that they're somehow being inappropriate or disrespectful if they take a minute to experience some joy or be happy, and you can grieve and also find yourself having a good time. Like, those two aren't mutually exclusive, but either way, I'm very sorry to hear the news. I do wish you a happy birthday, actually. And I do hope you have a lovely time. Yeah, lots of love. I've been there, and it's shit house. But it does get better. And again, that change and that sort of return to a new normal isn't a reflection on you or how much your friend meant or indeed means to you. So you got this, basically. Lots of love. This jade colour, meanwhile, is fucking gorgeous. It's a lot bluer on camera than it is to the naked eye, but there we go. Mrs. Treeman says, Johnny, with all the games you play, how many do you have in your personal library you play regularly? How many do you play for self-enjoyment? In terms of, like, board games, there's loads, basically. I've probably got about 50 board games in my collection, not including Warhammer and stuff. And I play them sort of... It depends, because I've got friends who love board games, and we meet up and, you know, we play board games until silly o'clock in the morning and just have a nice time. So I play board games in general quite frequently for self-enjoyment. My own, it comes in waves, because sometimes, like, I'll have a game, people will be like, oh, I fucking love a game of Cosmic Frog, for example. But then there will be times when I don't bring any games, or we just don't fancy any of the ones I have for a while. Video games, after 14 years of being a games journalist and having a Steam account, etc., etc., I have more video games than I care to think about, and I don't play them that often. I have games that I play very regularly for a long time. Like, so at the minute I'm playing Returnal, and I'm playing Halo multiplayer on the weekends with my pals, playing some Vampire Survivors sometimes, and that's it. Oh, I tried Slay the Spire in the end. I tried it when I couldn't sleep because of the cat, and it turns out that's a really good video game. Can't believe none of you told me. No, it's bloody brilliant. It's really good. So I hope that answers your question. Jack Wood says, is that the deck builder roguelike? Yes, it is great. I do not like the art style very much, I'll be perfectly honest with you. If it were more Darkest Dungeon, I would absolutely love it. As it is, I find the gameplay very compelling, and I just don't like the art at all. So there we go. Claire de Bear says, have we had a cat or kitten update? I just got in. Yep, no kittens yet. It's going to be a while still, but she's doing fine. We're all very tired, but we're proud of her as well. Happy Bob has done a super chat saying, repeating myself because, I don't know, I spent the weekend feeling worthless, easily replaceable and forgettable. I also felt like an afterthought to my own father. Good times all round. Bob, I'm very sorry to hear that. That's not a nice place to be at all. And I'm sure chat will echo this sentiment, but like, you're not worthless or replaceable. And if you feel like an afterthought, if you feel like you're not being appreciated by those around you, that reflects poorly on them. It's not a reflection on your worth as a person, to be honest with you. So I'm very sorry to hear it. That is really rough, and I do hope things improve soon. Because you don't deserve that. I don't think anyone does, really. So there we go. Naka the Kitty says, any speculation on the number of kittens Lil Speedy is about to mam like a boss? I reckon it's going to be a litter of 3. Maybe 4. I'm certainly no bigger than that. I would say fairly confidently 3. Because she's small. She herself is maybe 6 months old, if that. She's not a big cat. And when we found her, she was very malnourished. She's had some time to sort of recover and bulk up a bit, but not much. So, yeah, it's going to be a small litter. Because apparently when cats are not getting enough nutrients and are pregnant, their bodies focus on a smaller litter so they can basically increase the chances of survival of fewer kittens. So that's sort of where we are with it anyway. I'm excited to paint this jade armour. I think it's going to be fun. Jackwood says 400 kittens. Please no. Please no. Britt Kelly says, hi Johnny, I've heard that when you prime minis you should wait for a less humid day. I live in Louisiana where high humidity is part of daily life. Any advice? Thanks for the stream, love your stuff. Waiting for lower humidity is good, but if it can't be avoided, it can't be avoided, you know? If you wanted to really combat it, what you could do is get an airbrush so you can prime indoors. Like in summer at the minute, because it's so hot that all of my minis that I'm priming are drying immediately. At the minute, I've not set up my airbrush. I'm like, just like, fuck it. I'll just prime things outdoors with rattle cans. But as soon as we turn to autumn, I'm going to get the airbrush out again, and everything will be primed with the airbrush because you can control the temperature and humidity much more easily at home indoors than you can, you know, outside, especially somewhere like Louisiana, which, yeah, does strike me as a bloody humid place. So, you know, for the most part, people are talking about ideal conditions rather than, like, the only way to do this. Do you know what I mean? So... Ooh, Scott Perkins says, just press start on my first resin print. Exciting! I hope it comes out very nicely. I was actually surprised. I mean, like, 3D printers have come on so far. I was surprised by actually how smooth the process has been for me. I thought it was going to be, like, weeks of calibration before I could print anything decent. But nah, it worked pretty much straight out of the box, which is great. I really like this colour. Oh. Corvus Albright's done a super chat saying, revitalising weekend haiku for revitalising weekend haiku time. A much needed break. Quality time with family. We'll kick this week's nuts. You go get 'em, Corvus Albright. I'm glad you had a revitalising weekend. And quality time with family is always for the good. Mancoy says, I imagine you didn't do it on purpose, Johnny. But I saw your thumb and thought for a second you put on black nail polish and it really suited you. Nah, you can tell I was spray painting miniatures. So I was holding them like that, and that's why there's a gradient on my middle finger and this finger. It's just generally referred to as hobby thumb. I did actually for a time start painting this thumbnail black because I like hobby thumb. But to be honest with you, I get hobby thumb often enough that I didn't need to. In before, the Nice Witch says hobby thumb is the name for my redacted. I could just feel that one coming. There it is! There it is! There it is! Yes! Ah, that made me happy. The old ones are the good ones, the best ones. Oh dear. Love it. Tighten your anus says, and if you forget your apron, you can get hobby tum. Yeah, I mean, I'm hopefully not going to drop my brush because I'm not wearing my apron because it's hot. So there we go. Right. That was very satisfying. So, right. Okay, here we go. We've got Jade here. Hi, Jade. Happy birthday. As always, my favourite joke with video game trailers. Peggy 16. Happy birthday, Peggy. Peggy 16. Anyway, so I'm going to do this cloth white here. I just don't know. I just don't know about like the trousers and the corset colours. I don't know if pink will work. Emma Benton says, "Oh, Johnny, why?" Because I think it's funny, and that's the only justification I've ever needed, Emma. Danilla Dragon says, "That colour is lovely. Which one was it again?" It's Jade from Pro Acryl, who makes some absolutely brilliant things, including Bold Titanium White, which has, for my money, the best coverage I've ever seen. I'm glad that you are starting to do better, Happy Bob. That's really great. A dark magenta is roughly opposite the jade on the colour wheel, so should work. Johnny, have you got your AC on, says Thomas Tomasi. Yes, I fucking have. Sorry if you can hear it, but I'm not sorry all at the same time. Nathan says, in painting news, Corax White is still an utterly shit paint. Yeah, it is. It's dreadful. Just going to tidy up this here. Jack Wood, I am not even kidding. I'm so tired that my brain can conceptualize what magenta is, but it's like it's just out of my field of vision. Magenta's a red, dark. It's almost like a purpley red. You think? Dark pink. Okay, dark pink. So, I'll give it a go. Let's give it a go. And if I hate it, then I'll do something else with it. I won't stop the stream. I'll choose a different paint. Let's try. You know, I've not used this in a while. So let's get the Wobbletron out. What's that, Wobbletron? Realise it's maybe your first time meeting Wobbletron, some of you. But Wobbletron is great. Wobbletron has got a plug-in. Fuck. It's got a plug-in. Here we go. Wobbletron. It's a little thing that wobbles. It's vaguely suggestive, but I tell you what, it's fucking great. Mixing paints, especially when I've not used them in a while. Happy Bob says, Wobbletron, one of the lesser known Transformers. Wobbletron! Aw, shit. CookieCat94 says, the paint tit. Uru Smith says, Johnny, thanks to your underpainting advice, I've just painted the best orc butt ever. Yes, please. Congratulations on the lovely bum. I leave the Wobbletron plugged in today. I will remember to unplug it at the end of the stream, because I do not trust that power supply one bit. Yep, that's... Oh, I love you, Wobbletron. What a lovely paint that I've not used in ages. How well mixed. Okay, magenta, here we go. Yeah, that looks great. That works really well. I was going to go with Mephiston Red. Yes, that is the name of a paint. But I'm glad we're giving this a whirl. Some welly. Oh, yeah. Big into this colour scheme. Well, so that's all trouser and leather strap. And then we've got leather shoe here. Yes, please. Not my fist in red, the nice switch. Mephiston. M-E-P-H-I-S-T-O-N red. How you jumped to that conclusion, I'll never know. Okay. time is it? 4:36. Oh, by the way, just because I know how much you love them, there's a high chance the door's going to go today. It's a delivery / collection, which is exciting. We're getting some CO2 canisters delivered so that we can make fizzy water and give back the old canisters. Because we get through a lot of fizzy water in this household. I realise I'm about to kick off a debate as to whether it's great or terrible. I really like it. It's okay if other people don't like it. I just think it's nice. The nice switch says, "Ooh, I'm Johnny and I've got a soda stream." The crucial thing though is we do not get our CO2 from SodaStream because they support the Israeli apartheid state. Here we go. CookieCat94 says, "Curse your fancy water." Ceotog says, "Not a fan of static water," which is funny because are you talking about it having static electricity in it, or it being static as in still? Strange. Jack Wood says, "Fizzy water good." Yes. It's TV static in a bottle, no thanks, says History with Character. More for me! I just really like it, and for some reason I can drink it far more easily than still tap water. Don't know why. Oh my god. Gabriel Riesco says, "Yeah, with PlayStation Analog Stick, I can build one Paint Pal vibrator. Thanks for your direct live." Holy shit, I never even considered that. Just, yeah, put the paint on a bloody controller. Start firing a gun in a video game. Interesting. Oh, I like this paint scheme. I like it a lot. Right. Emma Benton says, "I like both still and fizzy water, which you wouldn't know based on how dehydrated I am all the time." That is very funny. I mean, it's not. There's nothing funny about dehydration, Emma, but that was also quite... That was witty. I liked it. You know what I mean. Drink some water. You lovely dehydrated person. Lucanthia says, "Load up Forgotten City, break the golden rule, pause the game. The controller will continue to vibrate." There you go. And also, you get to meet the lovely assassin for the, for the sake of it. If you would like to shake up a paint, press 1 now. You have broken the golden rule. Please place your paint on the analog stick now. That was wild, wasn't it? I didn't get to paint video game stream last week because Speedy and kittens and stuff, and I miss it. I'm looking forward to doing one on Thursday, I have to say. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, "Hi Johnny, wish me luck. I'm about to embark on a bold, daring quest to raid the local Aldi for supplies. Brackets, I'll be listening along to you and the Skellies." Alright, good luck in Aldi, Nick. I hope they have all of the things that you want, and I hope you see some really weird stuff in the middle aisle. It's not as weird as the Lidl middle aisle. Lidl in the middle. It's just got a nice back. But it's still pretty good, I think. So there we go. Happy Bob says, "I'm not going to lie, it's riddled with sheep's pierce. Johnny as Norman the Cyclops in a voice similar to that of the assassin." Yeah, I still don't remember that one very well at all. I really don't. Colin Lasser says, on a side note, happy World Cat Day, everyone. Yeah, how about that? You'd think maybe little Speedy would get a move on and give birth, but no. I love you, Wobbletron. Mancoy says, every day is World Cat Day, according to cats. Paul Howard says, why are they called Speedy? They're called Lil Speedy because I was basically the night we'd found her. My wife found her, and we sort of got her in and checked her over and realised, you know, she had fleas, she had wounds, yada yada yada. We had to sort of, you know, we sort of realised the fostering process we had ahead of us, etc., etc. But this all happened while I was doing my usual Friday night thing, which is talking to some friends on Discord and playing Halo. Just playing Halo multiplayer, having a few beers, yada yada yada. Came to bed, a little bit tipsy. And my wife was like, we cannot name this cat, we will not get attached to her, you know, we'll foster her until we can find her a home. This is before we realised she was pregnant. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we won't name the cat, that's fine. And then I started rattling off names for the cat. So, Lil Speedy was one. That was the first one, and that's what I settled on. I also suggested Good Cat. No, Good Nice Cat. Winona. No, not Winona Ryder. Sigourney Weaver Butter Cat. That was one of them. Watson 2 was another. I wasn't even actually planning to call the cat Speedy. I was just being a contrarian because I like to wind my wife up gently every now and then. And then I sort of doubled down and was like, no, just called Little Speedy now. And then the next day I referred to her as Little Speedy, and it kind of just stuck. The nice which says, Sigourney Weaver Butter Cat is so good. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was partly inspired by me knowing what I want to call the next dog. I want to call her Ripley. So this paint gives the best coverage of white I have ever experienced, but it still doesn't go on brilliantly. So I'm going to do 2 coats of this. 2 thin coats. 2 thin coats. Whew. Echoing Video says, hiya Johnny, any tips for beginning miniature painters? Step 1, get comfy. No, in seriousness, I would say, firstly, there are loads of good guides out there. In fact, years ago now, when I was a dice breaker, I did a guide for beginners miniature painting. I think they've done one since then, that Wheels has done, which I haven't watched, so, you know, pick your poison, I guess, or, you know, watch both, whatever. Words are fucking hard this week. Basically, there are lots of guides on the internet, but you can develop your own style. I would definitely say, do not feel like you have to paint the colour scheme that is on the box. In fact, my biggest hobby regret is that I did that for so long, just being like, I'm going to get these paints and I'm going to paint it like it is on the box. Because I remember the first time I went out and I saw somebody with a similar army to mine, but they'd done this fantastic colour scheme that they'd come up with, and I was like, oh, why didn't I think to have fun with that? So yeah, do your own thing, basically. Thin your paints, get comfortable, watch your posture, and just experiment, really. Now I'm going to let that sit for a bit before I do a second coat. Echo the Kitty says, Johnny, I've always been curious. I know you do fun work things for the Ox crew sometimes, but do you socialise with any of the Eurogamer or Dicebreaker folks? It's tricky because a lot of the Eurogamer folks are in Brighton, ditto the Dicebreaker folks. So I don't see them as often as I'd like, but I'm still really close with Aoife. We're still good pals, and I chat to Chris Bratt quite often. I talk to Ian a little bit. I'm not really in touch with any of the Dicebreaker people very often. Just sort of, there's no animosity there. We just don't really chat. But to be honest with you, I've never been someone who socialises that much with work people. Not because I'm like, I don't want to socialise with them, but just because I've lived in London since like the week I turned 18. And I've got friends I met that month, that I'm still really close with, and basically there's a whole network of people that I've been friends with for years that happen to be completely unrelated to my work, and I see them a lot, and it's quite nice because I've always just enjoyed being able to leave work to one side. I don't really like talking about it, I prefer it when my sort of IRL friends don't watch my stuff, etc., etc. So yeah. No, but they're all lovely people, and I hold them all close in my heart. Okay, that'll do. Ooh. So here's how we're looking so far, and it looks very flat thus far. Oh, Jack Wood says, right, airbrushing desk is clear. Time to put oil paint on the boy tank. I am still very impressed with your foray into oil paints, Jack. Scares the shit out of me, that sort of thing. Well, it doesn't scare the shit out of me, it's just I've never done it, so. Oh, sorry, pig. Oops, startled the dog. Titan Uranus says, what is the saying, don't shit where you piss? No, it's alright to shit where you piss, because that's a toilet. It's don't shit where you eat. Titan. Here's the Wobbletron! Right, just going to block in the metals. This is... I just caught myself being like, this colour scheme's quite quick actually. I should be able to get this team done in no time. I think that every time I come up with a colour scheme. every single time. And it's never true. It's never true. Not once has it been true. But I just did it. I was like, this is real quick. No, it isn't. It's not fucking quick at all. Because I'm going to do so much layering and edge highlighting on this jade. The Nice Witch puts it very well. Please shit where you piss. That's the designated shit and piss area. Whoa, what are you doing? You can't shit in here, you just had a piss. Get out of the toilet. Very good. I think Nikita Khrushchev once said a pig does not shit where he eats in the UN, I think he said it. I don't know if this is the same time as when, frustrated at the way things were going, he took his shoe off and banged it on the table for ages. But, yeah, former Soviet leaders. Hey, how about them? Anonymous says, does not apply to urinals. No, but... Yes, I know... Alright, yes, thank you to everyone pointing out the existence of urinals. A, I already said that. I'm pretty fucking sure. But... B, I meant a toilet, you know? A toilet in general. I trust all of you to go in, and if you need a piss and a shit, to get them in the right places, okay? I wasn't saying everyone go let fly in a urinal. I'd be very disappointed in you if you did. Let's move on from talking about shitting and pissing, please. Let's just stop. Let's stop it. It was a fun turn of phrase. We all had a sensible chuckle. And now we're going to stop. We'll talk about something else. So, how about those video games? Are there any coming up that you're excited about? There we go. Look, that's you know what? That's how easy it is to move on. What games are you looking forward to? I feel like I'm a little bit out of the loop at the minute, if I'm perfectly honest, which is alarming given my job, but you know. The Nice Witch says, Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, that looks great, to be honest. Nathan says, what colour do I paint the halves of my boys' weapons? I always go very boring and just sort of do a dark brown. But, I don't know. I don't know what the other colours you're using are. Follow your heart, Nathan. That's a non-committal answer that nonetheless sounds sincere and engaging. Emma Benton says, oh yes, Slime Rancher 2, oh my god. I nearly played the first Slime Rancher as a way to relax, and then I saw my friend playing it, and it looked anything but relaxing. I was like, that looks... oh dear, that looks... a lot. So I never actually picked it up for myself. Steph Paul says, No Man's Sky sucked me in again. It should entertain me until Darktide. Yes, I'm looking forward to Darktide. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Shut up, children. Nathan says, Waluigi colours. Purple shirts and hats. Okay. Black trousers, yellowish brown boots. Oh, you almost want like a really greasy kind of like almost yellowish brown like on the hats as well, don't you? What am I trying to think of? You know when you just get really bad wood stain that's quite light but also just quite like gooey, kind of that thing? I don't know. CookieCat94 says, so next Presney Chiodini, everyone needs to vote Slime Rancher. Please, no. Praise stressful enough. Bloody hell. Praise a lot. the end of that album. One sec, I need to reply to a message. Okay. Missed a bit of skin there, didn't I? There we go. Right. Let's start layering up this jade. Oh. What am I doing? Shaking a paint with my stupid hand. Colin Lasser says, speaking of Prey, have you watched the movie yet? It's fantastic. Not yet. I'm really looking forward to it. Please, no spoilers. Aha, Nathan's put a reference commando in the painting channel. I'll take a look. I love you, Wobbletron. Let's go have a look. Sorry. Painting, that's right. I need to look at the thing. Oh, what a horrible crime. Oh, these look great. Yellowish brown boots. I really like that yellowish brown. It's so good for leather, though. I don't know. Vis-a-vis the hafts. I reckon go full on yellow, you know? Just go for it. Jared says, I said sorry. Honest to God, just go full yellow. Like spray painted. Okay, so I'm mixing in some of the original jade with some Baharoth Blue. Oh, it's just Nazdrake yellow contrast paint. Oh, I like that stuff. It's good. Here we go. So we're going to go in with sort of this lighter colour. I wonder if I can get away without shading this armour. Kind of becoming more and more interested in trying to just paint things without shading. I don't know. Just to challenge myself, really, to make my paint smooth without using a shade step to blend them. I did it with a frog that I painted recently. A model of a frog. I wasn't painting an actual amphibious creature. Or an amphibian, I suppose you'd call it. Anyway. Brain working entirely, exactly as intended. Exactly as intended today. Oh, I missed a super chat. I had a feeling I had. One sec. Okay. Vinnie Thompson 1 did a super chat saying, Johnny, help, I've started my first homebrew campaign with 4 players who have never played before, nor met each other yet. I feel like a brick wall, mister. I think this is a great thing that you're doing. Are you planning a session 0? Because I think that would be very good in terms of getting people to reach their comfort zone with their characters and also just get to know each other a little bit. Because there's going to be a lot of new things. It's going to be first time role playing and also first time meeting new people. So I think if you did a session where, you know, it was low stakes, you weren't throwing like the main plot of the story at them just yet, and they could use the time to build some rapport between the characters and one another, I think that would be really, really great. That would be my main tip. But also remember, everyone's there to have fun. So, like, you've got an audience that's on your side, and they want to enjoy it. So try and relax and try and have fun yourself. That's often the bit people forget to think about when they're running a game. But it sounds like you've got some people who are, like it's genuinely, I find it quite hard to find people who are all at the same stage of role-playing and don't know each other and are willing to try. That's kind of the perfect trifecta, so good luck with it all. And thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry it took me so long to read it, but here we go. I've given up on just trying to layer this up in a way that makes sense. There was a perfectly good sentence in there somewhere, and I did not deliver it. What I mean is, I'm applying this color far more liberally than I planned to, because I'm going to do more layers, I think. Words are fucking hard. Right, it's 5 o'clock here in London, and so it's been an hour and 10 minutes probably since I last checked on Lil Speedy. So I'm gonna go do that right now. I'm not gonna go to the Be Right Back screen or anything. I'm just gonna go look at the cat, make sure she's okay, and then if she's not, you know, properly in labour, I'll come back. If she is, I'll come back and end the stream. So place your bets now. No, we're all good. No kittens yet. Phew. Because my wife's out at the minute, and I was kind of... My hope is there'll be a 2-person team. Speedy's going to be fine. Cats sort their own shit, but still. It would just be nice. Right, so that's another layer on the jade. Happy Bob's done another super chat saying, vaguely D&D related question. Playing has brought a lot to me, but recently in one fell swoop upended things and made life hard. Advice on what to do? If it's making life hard at the minute, consider taking a break from it. I'm not sure in sort of what ways it's made life hard, but like the hobby's only fun when you're having fun. So if it's proving more stress than fun at the moment, just stop. You can pick it up again later, you know? Like, you don't have to always be doing it solely because it's brought you a lot of joy in the past. I've had that before. Like, there was a point where I was running 5 campaigns at once. At one point. Was it 5? I think it might have been 5. Was it 5? Yeah, it was. I was running 5 and playing in 1. And I mean, that's a lot for anyone to do anyway, but then it sort of they naturally sort of got wicked away to more manageable levels. But Them, even when it was at a manageable level, there was running a couple over the internet, and I just fizzled out with them. I am burnt out on doing pen and paper role playing games in my own time over video chat. I can't do it anymore. I need to. For me now, it's got to be in person, and I imagine I'll be able to return to playing over the internet like regularly at some point. But right now, I can't fucking hack it. There's one campaign at the minute I'm running over Zoom or over Discord, and it's hard. It's just hard. So. Tiny bit of brown. I'm going to paint the shoes. Oh, and there's also leather straps on this thing, isn't there? Might be in for our first brush change, everyone. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, babes. Here we go. Ruthie Pinion says, coming down off my meds again, so back after a little nap. Have a lovely nap, Ruthie. I've been napping a lot this week. Oh, I was napping and now I am here. Oh, I am back after a little nap, rather than I will be back after a little nap. Well, hey, Ruthie. Hello. Ah, Angie Tay has done a super sticker. The super sticker is of the pear. You'll remember earlier I mentioned the lemon person and the lime child. Well, you know what? Maybe I was hasty in describing them as monsters, because the true monster, I think we can all agree, is the pear. For the pear has been canonically established as being massive, like skyscraper tall, and currently has a mug of blood in its hand, and it keeps thrusting this mug of blood towards the screen as if to say, what a clever thing I've done, I've got a massive mug of blood. And actually, I don't know about you, but I consider that to be quite troubling. Just personally. So, that's a thing. It's got a mug of blood. It's got a big old mug of blood. Thank you very much, Angie. That's horrifying. Ah, Beard Burrito says, Wet Elves! Wet Elven Union, Beard Burrito. I've done me some good old-fashioned kit bashing. And it's been fun, I'd like to say. I also just did a brush change without telling you all about it, and now I've changed back. I'm sorry, I'll be better next time. Okay. Coming in with an even lighter colour now. Now this we are going to try and layer up carefully without painting all of the model. So we kind of, it's hard to show off really. Maybe I can show you on there. No, I can't. No, it's really hard to show off. I'm doing my usual thing. I'm trying to build in a sense of light and shadow. It's fine. That's too much. There we go. That's a bit better. quite fun playing around with this lot. I think there's going to be a lot of edge highlighting, which isn't always my strong suit, but we'll do what we can. Ooh, that's too much. Yeah, this is coming out alright, actually. Hooray! The nice switch says, I love edge highlighting. I'm always like, hell yeah, everyone look at the edge from you too. Ha ha, ha ha. Ha ha. Goodbye, my work here is done. So long, the nice switch. I fucking hate that band. I fucking hate them. So that was exquisite. That was a real piece of shit maneuver you just pulled there, the nice switch. And goddammit, I respect you for it. You can catch the nice switch on Twitch. Oh, that's assonant, isn't it? Twitch.tv/the nice switch. That's THEE nice switch. While I'm plugging Sarah's stuff, you can also check out Jack Wood, who's been in chat on twitch.tv/thembojack. They do painting, and you can also catch Mr. Tom for the win at twitch.tv/Mr. Tom FTW. Oh, fuck you, Titan Uranus. Titan Uranus says, and she works pro bono. Fuck. Fuck. Horrible. You little gremlin. Dreadful. I hated that. I hated that. Fucking hell. Do you remember that time Bono fell off his bike in Central Park and he broke his arm so badly a bone poked through his leather jacket and they said he might never play guitar ever again? So I think about that at least once a month. It makes me really fucking happy. Is that a nice thing to say? No, it isn't. Would I have said it if I weren't so sleep deprived? No, I wouldn't. I would have kept that one to me. Did I say it? Yes, I did. There's a cat in the room, but it's Scout, I think. Yes, it is. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Zega Genesis says, I'm glad it's not just me, but also you too, Johnny. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. Right. Anyway, Wobbletron, come here. Petrole says, every time Johnny goes into a stream of swearing, I remember that live stream with Otstra where Luke beat Dark Souls and watching Johnny try to control their language was absolute gold. That was not easy. I swear so much. You know, I mean, what was it when what was that thing called? It's not a Jackbox game, but it's kind of Jackbox adjacent, where there are B movies and you give commentary to them. There was one time we watched a clip, and I caught myself, but just after the clip ended, I went fucking hell. Except for I didn't. I went fuck and stopped, and I don't think anyone on the audience caught it. I'm pretty sure Jane noticed, but I think that was it. Emma Blass has done a super chat. Riff Tracks, that's the one. Thank you, Steph Paul. Emma Blass has done a super chat saying, The Edge is a dumb and pretentious stage name. I want to be article, vague spatial concept. I'm going with an epicenter. Riff Tracks. That was a game that was fine, but not for an hour and a half. Ethan Blomquist says, whoa, what is that device? This is the Wobbletron. The Wobbletron is It's actually meant for tattoo ink, but it works still. It's this sort of boob-esque top. That's glued down, so I won't try and take that off. And then there's a little... It's almost like a little joystick. And when you press down, it vibrates. And as you can see, it kind of is off-axis. So it's not vibrating perfectly. So when you put a paint on it, it's a vortex mixer, basically. It swirls the paint around, and they're really good. Whoop. Cheerful Spider says, is boob-esque like a Tarrasque? So, we've got Apothecary White, and we're just going to smash it onto the white we've already painted. It's a contrast paint, and you know what? It does a bloody lovely job of this. And I would like to thank Jack Wood, them by Jack themselves, actually, for telling me about it, because it's fucking marvellous. I have to say, I tried one of the new shades, well, I tried Null Noil, the shade, with the new Citadel contrast formula, and I'm a little bit sad about it, if I'm perfectly honest. Applying it was not fun. Linorn says, Watcher, and then says, no, wait, this is YouTube. Ahoy hoy. Do you have different greetings for different websites, Linorn? Because I can respect that, but... CookieCat94 has done a super chat saying, you do, yeah, amazing, Linorn, wow. CookieCat94 has done a super chat saying, Bono heated and cooled his vodka over and over, filtering it to try and get the perfect taste, but still hasn't found what he's looking for. Thank you for the super chat, CookieCat94. Your financial support is very much appreciated. Roswell Walton has done a super chat saying, my 7-year-old niece decided to tell me off for swearing last week while my entire family swore around us. Soon to be having a conversation about God and it not being an excuse to tell people off. Go get him! Go get him! Bloody love swearing. It's big and clever. And anyone who says otherwise is lying. So, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to very selectively apply a shade to the flesh here and probably to the silver metals, but I'm going to avoid shading this jade stuff because I just like the vibrancy of the colours, to be honest. Don't know what Scout's up to. I think it's something bad. But you know what? They've picked a pretty good day to run rampant. Oh, I missed Iffy's super chat. Sorry, Iffy. Hold on. Iffy's done a super chat saying, money for Speedy Fund. Thank you. Soon I'm off to DM a Fey wedding between a player and the Queen of the Fall Court. There will be blood. Iffy, there's not meant to be blood at a wedding. There's meant to be nice things at a wedding. I mean, I'm the last person who should be saying this after the last wedding session I ran. But I didn't promise that there would be blood. I just planned for there to be, which is, I think if we can agree, very different. Oh, Jack Wood et tu, Brute. Not a fan of jade stuff, doesn't sculpt quite as nicely as green stuff. Fucking hell. Eccentric Lefty says the last 2 weddings. Have I run other weddings? Has there been more than one Oxford? You'll have to bear with me. I'm so tired that my my memory is shot right now. More than one Oxventure wedding. Wedded Redemption. Which one was Wedded Redemption? Gotta Google it. This is embarrassing. I've already Googled this one. Oh! Yeah, with, no, wait. Hang on, wait. Oh! With Harry McIntyre. Yeah. I forgot that took place at a wedding. Completely forgot about that. The one that was on the podcast only recently. Yeah, Aiden, folks. You'd think I'd remember. Why was it at a wedding? Oh! They were stopping a thing. My brain's so screwed. Remember the exploding swan and the talking stalactite? I remember the stalactite. William Barry says because someone was getting married, I expect. Yes. Bizarre. Anyway, right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new edition, another edition of Non-Binary Person Looks for a Box of Paints for a Paint. This week, we're looking for some of the new shades I bought. Berserker Blood Shade, I've not tried. And it's Targor Rage Shade. Purplish, I suppose. Not going to use that one. I'd like to find Null Noil. Null Noil, there we go. To the point, that episode. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Sometimes you just want one where we say what we're going to find and then we find it, you know? Okay. Yes, and we were going to use the shades. Jack Wood says, Targor Raid Shade is weird and lovely. Right, great. Abby Marie says, Null Noil, the stuff that killed Will's last laptop. I didn't know that. Huh. Right. That's right. The father of one of the brides was about to get murdered. If I recall correctly, the arranger of the exchange project also arranged the hit. Yes, they were given the quest. I remember. Thank you very much, chat, for filling in the thing. By thing, I mean hole in my memory. Iffy says, so I'm still going to go for a bloody wedding. There is precedent. Yeah, you crack on, Iffy. I'm sorry I said anything. Okay, so this is new Formula Null Noil, which I'm forcing myself to use in the hopes that I'll grow to like it. Applying it's a fucker. I don't like the way it goes on, and it pulls like a bastard when you're not looking. That's pools, not pulls. Sorry. It puddles up! And it's irritating. But, if I keep using it, I'll either run out, or I'll learn to enjoy it. So far, no. But there we go, it's on there now. Which means... Treeman says, non-binary person vibrates paint, my new favourite show. Well, if you liked that last episode, get ready for this episode. Berserker Bloodshade. Will says, joke's on you, I run it under a tap and then left it in a cupboard for a year and then it worked just fine. Will, that's amazing. And bold. Thanks, Wobbletron. You're great. Never opened this one, so I hope everyone's ready. I'll bring the mic in. Everyone's ready to hear the sound of the plastic things going, because there are little plastic sort of teeth here to seal it. Oh. Newbie Pharaoh says, to be honest, angry growling machine is scary. No, it can't hurt you, don't worry. Yep, there it is. Thomas Tomasi says, non-binary person looks in a box is a better show IMO. I agree. You know what, like, I'm not messing with the classics, I'm just saying. Alright, Berserker Bloodshade. Let's see what you can do, because I'm a big... Wow, you're dark! You're very opaque, aren't you? Don't like it. Not on this. Not on this. Flood it with water. Not on this one. Not on this project. The base colour's too light for me to enjoy that. Flood it with water. Get me off my model. Which means it's time for another edition of Non-Binary Person Looks Through a Box of Paints, because right now we need some fucking Reikland Flash shade. Some of that good old-fashioned shade. Some of that fucking OG shit. That's Carroburg Crimson, that's not what we want. Agrax Earthshade Gloss, get out of here. Oh, it's a puzzler, this one. Oh no, here it is. Will says, if you want to have them look a bit weird, why not shade with blue? I do want this flesh to be fleshy, I just don't want it to be that fleshy. Reikland Flesh Shade gives a nice balance, and this is all I have left of the old formula. It's not loads. Alright. See you on another project, Berserker Bloodshade. I'm sure you're great, but you're just not what I need right now. Michaela Hawkins says, since we're on the topic of swearing, is the thing Johnny does when they make a V and wag it at games the same as flipping someone off? Yes. So in the UK, this is a sign for peace, but this is not. So I have seen people in America be like, "Hey, that's not a peace sign. That is not as offensive as flipping the bird. But it's up yours basically." And Aidan Folk says something bow fingers. So yeah, the idea was, I don't actually know if this is apocryphal or not, but the idea was it was when England and France, I believe, were at war with one another back in the oldie times when bow and arrow. And also sword and haunts. But I think the idea was that when archers got captured by the English, Mabel Teacher says this is completely apocryphal. Brilliant. So the apocryphal story goes, i.e. is bullshit. Back in Linon says that one time France and England were at war. Basically, the idea was, not true, but the idea was they would capture archers and they'd cut off these two fingers so that they couldn't draw a bowstring and, release. And then those people instead would be turned into foot soldiers. So the English archers would be like, up yours, we've still got our fingers. There we go. Keep Calm Reload says it's from the battle where the French said they cut off the archers' bow fingers, and the English showed them the fingers they still had after the battle. Apocryphal, but fun. But yes, this is an offensive thing in the UK. Will says that one time France and England were at war. Brackets 1065 to 1815. Do you want to see a guillotine at Piccadilly? Do you want your children to sing La Marseillaise? Oh, you can really see it working on this one. See it all jumping around in there. Aiden Folk says, a republic in Britain? Yes, please. Amen, Aiden. There we go. That's a little better. I like the way the old shade goes on. I'll get over it in time. Because you know what? Ah, it's pulled! Fucking bastard. Contrast. I hate the way the contrast stuff goes on, but it does look nice, so... Oh, sure, yeah. Oh, there we go. Well, you're all vindicated now, aren't you? All the people who said, Johnny, you're not covering up your keyboard. Johnny, cover up your keyboard. Just got some flash shade on it. There we go. Feeling quite combative today, apparently. I saw all of you saying to do it, and I was like, no, because you've told me now. Eberol506 says, any other offensive gesture those not of the UK should avoid? The Hitler salute, but that's universal. I think, like, is that a thing in the US? This is like an up yours thing, like that. But that's one. Need more music. One sec. Blah. It's a bit outdated, but yeah. Okay, so people do know what it means. Fine. Right. Okay. Excuse me. Right, so. So then. We're switching brush. Hey babes. This is Green Stuff World Synthetic Zero. That's about all I can muster for the Hey Babe stuff today, I'm afraid, everyone. I am not going to make it all the way to 8 PM today, am I? We'll aim to stream until 7. Because otherwise I'm gonna just flag too much. So, we're going to start picking out some highlights on this here armor. And I've taken Baharoth blue and I've put some blue horror in it. No, ghost grey. So it's a bluish white colour, and then we're going to go in with just pure ghost grey at the end. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this. Roswell Walton says, I have 2 pots of the original Reichland Flesh Shade if you want them. Nah, you keep them, don't worry about it. I'm just grousing in general. Because I've become one of those people who's resistant to change, apparently, but nah, it's fine. I don't actually use Reichland that much anymore. I've had that pot since 2017, so... Okay. Highlighting armor. What is this? The 41st millennium. Oh, but that's coming out nicely, though. Hee 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 hee. Not many just work, but then I say that about everything I paint. I have a messy style, and that's okay. Jack Wood says, Kratos is greased. Time to work on a potential Golden Demon entry. Outstanding. Very exciting. Wraith Shadowheart says, what happened with Games Workshop washes? I'm out of the loop. So, you'll remember a while ago, Games Workshop released contrast paints, which are sort of a medium that's designed to settle in the, you know, their grooves and stuff. And they're sort of like speed paints almost. They're just very good for putting on a model. What the fuck is that? Is that you, Pete? Oh, it's you. Watson was ever so slightly pouring at my water bottle. So, yeah, Wraith, to answer your super chat, basically they brought out contrast paints. They were very well received. They're great for like quick paint jobs. They're great for uses like turbo washes, etc., etc. And Games Workshop has recently changed all of their shades to work on the same formula. So now they all apply like contrast paints. And you know what? Like, they do give very nice gradients. But I find them a pain in the fucking ass to apply. So I don't love them. But that's okay, because change is inevitable. So, yeah, there was like... I tried to go into a Games Workshop and buy some Null Oil and Agrax Earthshade before the new shades came out, and it was all sold out. I think everyone panicked. But you know what? I do think they've gone down really well. I think it's, you know... I think the people who are really like, meh, are kind of in the minority. I'm still very much adjusting, shall we say, to the new world order. New wash order. Good one, Johnny. Well done. Will says, I really, really don't like how contrasts feel to paint on. Like, the sensation of putting them on is just, like, bad. I feel exactly the same way. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Makes me sad. I'm hoping it's just because I've not really worked with contrasts very much. And it'll get easier, but for now, every time I put them on, I'm just like... Oh. It was a little clumsy. But all in all, I'm enjoying how this armor's coming out. I think a final highlight will actually have it looking pretty good. Ooh. Went for it there, didn't you? Jesse Wilkins says, I really like using the old formula to tint, but the new contrast formula tints less, which is sad. I'm mostly worried about using Nuln Oil in my underpainting, because I use it to really punch up the shadows, and it's just a lot gentler. I was talking about it to a guy who was literally working at Games Workshop, and he was like, no, it's way better for underpainting. And I didn't believe him then, and I certainly don't believe him now. But this is coming on alright, at least. Okay, that's all gone quite well. I'm gonna do a final highlight on this. Will says for underpainting I'd use Black Templar instead, to be honest. Interesting. Huh. I'll give that a bash. Thanks, Will. I'm actually get back on your base. I'm gonna try and do like watery resin bases for the slot, so they look like they're on the beach. There we go. Jack Wood says, I'll be honest with you, I only ever bought one pot of Nuln Oil and then decided to mix my own. I have done that in the past, actually. I should do it again. It smells a bit funny after a while, but it's good stuff. I made my own Agrax as well. It was considerably more sepia, but I quite liked it. I'm pretty pleased with how this has come out, actually. Jan Pale says, I've just arrived, so how's everyone feeling today? Tired, but alright. Yeah, doing okay. We're going to take a 5-7 minute break in a bit, actually. I'm going to layer up the skin on this arm and neck. And then we'll go for a break. Because I could do with a bit of a stretch, I think. Oh, I'm really enjoying this. I never thought I'd enjoy painting elves full stop, but actually, this is a giggle. Nice to try something different. I'm going to do a bit of a highlight when we come back on the sword and the mask, and then the white. I'll layer up this leather a tiny bit, but apart from that, we're kind of approaching done on this. I just quite like the way the jade pops. Like, it doesn't show up well on this camera. Hang on. Full face. No, that's not going to work. Oh, it could work. Hang on. Manual focus. It doesn't show up brilliantly, to be perfectly honest with you. But I'll take some pictures and put them on my hobby Instagram, which is Kiadini_paints, if anyone's interested. Jesus Christ, I just checked my hair. Is it 2008 already? Right. Anyway, so, gonna go check on Lil Speedy again. Gonna have a wee, gonna have a little stretch. That's how I'm gonna spend the next 5 to 7 minutes. How you spend them is entirely up to you. Whether you're, whether you need something to drink, or you need a snack, or you just need to do some stretching, or you're too warm or too cold, or whatever. If there's anything you can do over the next 5 to 7 to enhance your enjoyment of the rest of this stream, you should go do it. And then we'll come back and we'll do more of this. So yeah, if you're not going anywhere, there's going to be a picture of my dog and some smooth jazz. So please enjoy that. Back in 5 to 7. Bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to this live stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. I am Johnny Chiodini, and today we're painting elves. Wet elves. Wet elven union, and there are still no kittens. She's just not that fucking fussed about becoming a mum, I think. So there we go. This is an okay approximation of Jade. Oh, speak of the devil. Hey, Speedy. What are you doing, buddy? Just hanging out. Right. Okay. That's an incriminating noise, isn't it? Right. Oh, I need to clean this brush a bit better. I've turned off the AC because Speedy entered the room and I thought she might try and make a break for it out the window. Which is fun. Grumsons is on a super chat saying, late for stream, here's money for being on Kitten Watch. Also, I'm packing and in the process of moving. Oof. And will I ever be able to put a bra away without going, that's for Fridays when my tits go sideways? I'm sorry, Grumsons. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad that I'm bringing you moments of levity during what I'm sure is a very stressful time. Moving house sucks, and you have my sympathies. But yeah, I don't think that one's ever going to go away, is it? Certainly feels like it's going to follow me around for the rest of my career, such as it is. That's a bit of a heavy highlight. I need a smaller brush. Oh, Ronnie's in chat. Hey, Ronnie. How you doing? I hope you're well. I'd give you an update, but you know full fucking well what's going on with Speedy or not going on with Speedy, so... Speedy's just the other side of my monitor, cleaning herself. She's just not fucking fussed, is she? It's like, motherhood? Nah, that's for other cats. Ronnie says also, Speedy is really labouring the labour. She really fucking is. I hope she's alright. She's fine, mate. She's still got a good appetite. She doesn't seem stressed. To be honest with you, we think she's more confused than anything. Because, like, we see her sort of clenching around her abdomen, and we know she's having little contractions as the kittens sort of move and turn in preparation for being born, but damned if she knows what's going on. Which is fair, you know? I think that's understandable. She woke me up this morning by, I think I've already said this, by kneading me, making biscuits, which was lovely until she missed, and because she was kneading on like the covers that were up to my chest, and I had my arm up, and then she missed and stuck her claws into my armpit, which was one way to wake up. Is Watson getting comfy? Real menagerie here. The funny thing is, I sit down with Speedy a few times each day and, give her some attention. But I've also taken to being like, have your cats. Have your kittens, come on. And then I realise it's only going to get worse once she's had them. There's going to be chaos in here. I should be savouring the quiet time. Not willing for her to get on with it and usher in a new era of absolute pandemonium, but... And yet, just want her to have the kittens. Okay, that final highlight has actually done quite a bit to elevate this armour. It's different. I've not painted something like this before. Like, I've never done armour of this colour, and I'm quite pleased with it, so that's fine. Just going to pick out these laces. I'm deliberately not going to do anything on this cloth, because fuck it. That's not the bit I want to stand out. Jack Wood says there's going to be at minimum 4 cats in the house. Yep. Our record before was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, because we took in a stray with 3 kittens once before and took care of them and then adopted them out. So, it's going to have to... I don't think we're going to see more than 3 kittens, so I think we're going to equal the record. But still... Will says it's a solid Sons of Horus shade, to be honest, if you were thinking about picking up Heresy at all. Don't tempt me, Frodo. I'm actually just not... I know I'm never going to end up playing it, so I've been pleasingly immune to the Heresy hype thus far, which is good. I've finally realised my heart's in skirmish games, not in big uns. So I've still got some stuff, I've still got some Adeptus Sororitas to paint up, including one of these Immolator big church tank, but not the big church tank, obviously. But yeah, I just don't think I don't think I'm ever gonna pick up an army again. Right, let's do some highlighting on this white, and then I think we can call this wet elf done. Jack Wood says, but what if, and hear me out here, big robot with frog face. Okay, I do love the big robot with frog face, I admit. What the fuck? What the fuck? Where's it gone? Bobbletron fell on the floor during the break. Weird. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, quest completed. I celebrated by devouring some of the spoils. An ice cream that was basically an Aldi off-brand minty mini Viennetta on a stick. Ooh. Hard to say, but fun. Aldi off-brand minty mini Viennetta on a stick. Aldi off-brand minty mini Aldi off-brand minty mini Viennetta on a stick. Aldi off-brand mini minty Viennetta on a stick. What does that remind me of? It starts out being the exact same cadence as Eeny Meeny Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. Aldi off-brand mini or supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Aldi off-brand mini minty Viennetta on stick would be the way to do it. Aldi off-brand mini... No. Aldi off-brand minty mini Viennetta on the stick. Aldi off-brand mini minty Viennetta on stick. Aldi off-brand minty mini Viennetta on stick. Aldi off-brand mini... Aldi off-brand minty mini Viennetta on stick. I'm delight. There it is. Fucking amazing. Although Cookie Cat 94 suggests Modern Major General. Aldi off-brand mini minty Viennetta on a stick. Oh, that's pretty good as well. Anyone else's animals does anyone else's brain just do that when it latches onto the cadence of something? Grumson says, "I hope Johnny's wife is hearing all of this." No, they're out. They're out working right now. So this is all me. This is yep. Right. LDF bread mini minty Viennetta on stick. John Rice is down a super chat saying, "Hi Johnny, your streams are a lovely chill time for me. My partner and I played Abyss for the first time last night and I loved it. Have you played it?" Yeah, I didn't get on with it that well. I streamed it and I don't know what it was. It just didn't really grab me in the same way I hoped it did. Because I had some friends, we were all ready to install it and co-op it, and we just kind of went, no, we're okay actually. So that was a bit of a shame. But I'm glad you had fun. I think it is one of those games that you need to play together, but like, I can't really remember. I found it quite. All I remember is I found it quite ponderous at the start, and I remember there was an NPC called Poon, and that's about all I remember. Claire de Bear says, "What game is Thursday?" I don't know yet. Might be Necrosmith, might be the Fernie Paradox, might be something completely different. I don't know. Ronnie says, "Oh, has anyone played Moonlighter? It's on sale at the moment on Switch, and oh my god, it's such a good roguelike, and the animation is stunning." I need to give it another bash. I started playing it, and then I didn't give it enough time to get into it, so I kind of bounced off it and went back to Dead Cells, because it's Dead Cells. I love Dead Cells. But it's on my Switch, and I keep being like, just fucking play it. Will says Thursday is a band, not a game. Fuck's sake. For the Will Force, Drowning. Chris K has done a super chat saying, "Pay toward Cat Fund, please, and have a good day." Thank you very much, Chris. I will add that to the Speedy Fund, because she eats a lot. Which is her right, you know? She's a pregnant cat who previously had to compete quite hard for food, we suspect. So, yes. Thank you very much, Chris. That's genuinely really useful and very much appreciated. And then Corvus Albright has done a super chat saying, Aldi off-brand minty mini Viennetta on a stick haiku for Aldi off-brand minty mini Viennetta on a stick haiku time. Catchy, jaunty line. Day brightened for rest of week. I'd snack upon one. Thank you, Corvus. I'm very glad that the haiku was considerably easier to say than the title of said haiku, because fucking hell, that was a lot. Yeah, I'm happy to call this guy done, I think. I'm pleased with that. Like, again, I'm going to photograph it and be like, I can't paint, because my miniatures do not photograph well. But in terms of trying something completely new, colour-wise, I've had fun with that, and I think when they're all together as a team, it'll hang together quite nicely. So there we go. Steve Gilly says, Dunn is a good, strong elf name, I'm sure. Very strong. Very good. Actually, I might take a picture of it now for the old Instagram. Yeah, that doesn't photograph well. They never do. Oh, it looks bad. Oh well. Can you hear the dog softly snoring? Bless her. So we've got 51 minutes of stream left. What do? What do? Let's have a think. Octopus in the Top Hat says, I saw the new Jurassic Park finally and I could only hear dinosaurs, said by Johnny at the intro. Thank you very much. Lillian Lepame says, how do you plan to base it? I want to do... I've got some, like, sand, like, paste. So, like, a beachy thing, but I also want to do sort of, like, resin pour, so it's, like, blue, watery sort of thing. That whole deal, basically. C base, as Titan Uranus says. No, it's at least a C+. Mrs. Treeman says, how long will Johnny grow their hair? Long again. I miss it. I shouldn't have cut it off. I mean, you know, did it for a reason, but I've missed it since then. So, yeah, it's going to be long. Wet elf, yeah. Alright, what do? Because I'm again wary of starting an entire elf, knowing that I won't finish it in the 50 minutes. Because I'm worried I won't touch him again. Ow! Fucking hell. You know what, folks? I might just have to call it there. My brain's out of it, basically. Very sleep deprived right now. I just know that I'm just gonna flap around for the next 50 minutes rather than actually doing something useful. So if I were going until 8 p.m, then I could start on something and get it all the way done. But I can't, so it's in my interest not to. Just in terms of getting stuff done, and also I'm just knackered. I'm just knackered. So I think I'm going to go... Lots of people saying, go have a nap. Might have a nap. I need to take the dog out again. And just... yeah, anyway. Normal service will resume soon. I promise you. Because this cat's going to give birth sooner or later. And then I'll be able to sleep again rather than staying up and just fretting. So, Tiny Race has done a super chat saying, here is money to see film of the year, Bullet Train. Oh, that's the Brad Pitt Assassins on a Train one, isn't it? That looks fun. Thank you for the super chat. I will go have a look. But yeah, I'm gonna tuttle off now. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Johnny Chiodini. I'll be back on Thursday. Hopefully I'll be better rested by then. But I think calling it is the right idea. So yeah, thank you all, and see you again. Goodbye.